So we're going to look at a profit function, and this profit function really has to do with sum or difference of functions. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this question, and oh goodness, sorry. We're going to try to build a revenue and a cost function for both of them and put it together to build a profit function. So we have to do quite a bit with the functions themselves. So let's read through it very quickly. Mobilicity has a phone plan where they charge $30 a month. That's pretty realistic. I think that's what they charge-ish. And we've estimated that their costs are estimated to be a rental fee of $5,000 a month for the local towers. Okay, that might be reasonable, depending how much they probably rent them off of Rogers or whoever it is, TELUS. And it probably costs them around $10 each customer to service them. They've probably estimated that, some customers more, some less, but that's probably the average cost per customer. So what we need to do is to build a profit function, okay? And we'll call profit, X will be the number of customers, okay? And what we'll do is we'll calculate a monthly amount of it.
$10 to service each month?
Yes, sorry, service each month. That's very important here. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be very important because everything's built in months right now. Okay. Our profit will be over the course of a month. So we're going to try to figure out what the profit function is per month. And a profit function is essentially profit is equal to a company's, I'll change the color, revenue minus their costs. Okay. And what we'll call this is our revenue function will be revenue per customer, X being the customer, subtract the cost per customer. Okay. So what we're going to have to do from here is we're going to have to actually build a revenue function out of this. So where are they making their money? And we'll have to build a cost function out of this, and then we'll subtract the two to build the new profit function for the company. Okay, so when looking at this, what is their revenue per month? It's really straightforward, it looks like. What do they have?
30x.
Yeah, it's just 30x, that's right. For every customer, they make $30. So our revenue, there it is. Our revenue function is 30 times x. Okay. Cost function, it's a little more complex. They have a monthly fixed cost of $5,000. Okay, and they have a variable cost of 10 per customer. So how would I write that as a function? Do you know? Similar to the revenue, they're going to be charged 10 per customer, okay? Plus they're being charged another $5,000 every month for the rental of those towers. Okay, so here are our two functions together, which means to now build our profit function. Okay, our profit function, we're going to replace the revenue with our 30x. Right, so we get 30x, and we're then going to subtract our cost function, which is 10x minus 5,000. Okay, so I'm going to put that in brackets so we can talk about this subtraction here. 10x minus 5,000. Okay, now we're just going to simplify terms to build this profit function. So this negative is technically, think of it like it's almost -1, and it's being distributed to both functions, or sorry, both of the terms inside of here. So this becomes subtract 10x. Oh, sorry, I wrote that wrong. That's it, plus 5,000. And this should become negative 5,000. Okay, and when we simplify that, the profit for this company is 20x, $20 per customer, minus their $5,000 fixed cost.
That's what I had like in my mind the first time when you said making.
And the reason that we wrote this as plus 5,000 because their cost is we have to add that 5,000 to it, and the reason we're subtracting it essentially makes the profit a subtraction of that 5,000. So right off the bat, this company is $5,000 in the hole every single month. We've decided. So if they get no customer, if X is 0, right, this would get rid of this. They are down $5,000 a month. That's a pretty steep cost there. Okay. What might be good is to figure out where they break even. And a break-even point would be when profit is equal to what?
0.
Yes. So when profit is equal to 0, the company's breaking even, and that will tell us how many customers they need to have carrying their plan on a month-to-month basis. So let's set this equal to 0. We have 0 is equal to our 20x minus that 5,000 to 20. Okay, and we isolate for x, so we bring 5,000 over, and we get positive 5,000 is equal to 20x, and x is equal to 5, 25, 250 maybe. Let's see, these cancel out. That goes in 250. I'm quite sure that's what it is. We'll double check. 20. Hey, 250. So what that tells us is they need to sell, or they need to have 250 customers every month in order to be breaking even. And really, as a company, it's nice to be breaking even, but we really didn't estimate any of their other major costs. We kept this as relatively simple, but if this is a real company, I'm sure they're paying people also to work there. So that's going to add on to whatever either fixed cost, or maybe they have to hire more people depending on how many, which makes a much more complex function. But this is the general idea of a profit function. The profit function is equal to the revenue of the company minus the cost